Hello, personal finance. Just trying to get you wound up and ready to go for today. Hopefully, you've been working hard on your budget. Just to reiterate, sorry, this video. I'm going to post a new link here in a little bit. So the link to the video for your budget and creating your budget works. I know some of you had troubles today, and fortunately, CJ was able to text me in time, and I was able to post that video out there. There are a couple other items that I would like you to do today. And so those things are located in the community. So I'm going to take you out there now and show you what I want you to do. So we're going to go out to Personal Finance Community. So if you haven't gone there, get there now. If you want to pause the video, you can. Once you've unpaused, we're next going to talk about going to the Budgeting Side tab. So click on that Budgeting Side tab, if you will. And then we're going to look at a few items that I want you to complete. I'm going to start towards the bottom, and I'm going to have you answer a few questions. The first one is, why is it important to budget, and what have you realized now that you have become more aware of what items likely go into your budget? Just add your comment here for your answer, and then I'll see that populated in the community as you answer. Okay, so that's one. The second one I want you to answer is over here on the side. It says, during your summer break, how did your spending change compared to when you are regularly in school? Explain how this impacted your normal budget. So I want you to really consider, what are your summer habits compared to the regular part of the year? Do your spending habits change? And kind of explain that whole scenario. Okay. After you answer that question, just by adding a comment here, you're going to go ahead and scroll on over to this one as we work our way up to the top. This next one has a link that I'd like you to go to at the jumpstart.org website, and it's called Reality Check. And I want you to kind of figure out if you're realistically thinking about your budget and how things are going to work. And by clicking on this link, it'll take you to the website. You'll fill out some questions. That website looks like this right here. You'll go through, you'll click on each one of these things that apply to you, and it says check the one that's the most likely to match for you. So this is all personal to you. So go through, click on those, and then it's going to ask you to put some money in here. Then you'll see reality, and that's going to give you some information. Okay. One of the things I would like you to do with that information is, if you could screenshot that, whatever the reality is for you, if you can screen snip it or screenshot it, however you want to do that. If you don't know how to use the snipping tool, talk to your neighbor or someone nearby. They can probably help you. And I want you to paste whatever you find into a Word document or a Google Doc and just save that for when I get back on Friday. Okay. I also want you to then go back to the community after you answer it and answer these three questions. How much did it suggest you earn per week or hourly? Which jobs did it recommend? And what level of education did it recommend for you? Please answer all of those. Just add those right here in the community. Just put 1, 2, and 3 and put your answers down. That's all I want you to do there. When you finish with that, the next step that you're going to go to is this game that I've created called Budgeteer. Okay, so I'm going to open that game up, and we'll talk about the rules for this. With a standard deck of playing cards with 3 to 4 players, you are now going to design and test your ability to budget and balance your budget and use forward-thinking skills and savvy gameplay to try and win. Okay, so let's talk about values and gameplay. So number one, all face cards are loans, like you're borrowing money. And a king is worth $1,000 liability or a loan. A queen is worth a $500 loan, and jack 100. Aces represent your savings, but they don't have any value until you go out. Okay? Numbered cards represent their value in hundreds of dollars. Okay? So your savings, you can't have any savings. You can't go out until you actually have an ace in your hand. And you cannot have more than one ace in your hand. Okay? There are 4 aces. That's why there can't be more than 3 to 4 people. All right? Spades are double the expense. So if you have a spade and it's a 5, that's actually a negative $1,000. Because remember, numbered cards represent a value in $100, so it'd be 500, but then a spade is double, so that makes it 1,000. Hearts are single income, so they're worth their face value times 100. So this would be worth $600. Diamonds, on the other hand, a little more precious. Um, Diamonds are doubled the value in income, so an $800 diamond is actually worth $1,600. Clubs are taxes. They are a single expense, and they are so if you had a 6 of clubs here, kind of came down to the next page, you'd have a negative $600. So while you're playing the game, you're going to have to decide what plus and minuses you have and figure out if you're going to have any savings. Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay itself. Each person is dealt 7 cards, then clockwise you can ask the person next to you if they have a specific card, and if they do, they are required to give that card up. But you must only have 7 in your hand, so you must discard 1 to get 1. If the player next to you does not have the said card, you draw a card from the deck and discard 1 to remain at 7 cards, and the next player takes their turn. You can block any request with an ace, but in doing so you must give them your ace, the savings card, and draw from the deck. Now if you have 2 aces, that comes in handy, so you might want to really think about how that works. So you'll play around, you'll keep going and drawing or asking for a card. And so to score points, let's talk about that. To actually score points, once a person is at a positive balance between their income, expenses, loans, and taxes, they will call out bank. You're just going to say bank, all right? And that means you're trying to bank your money. You're trying to put it in the bank and save it, so to speak. Hence the ace and the savings. And at that point, you'll reveal your budget. They will then bank the cash into their savings account. You'll write that number down or type it down if you're going to use a Google Doc. You will play to the first person to $5,000 wins. Okay. You must be holding an ace in order to go out and put your money into savings. Anyone else that is holding an ace and has a positive balance in their budget may bank those dollars as well, but it's half the value because you didn't call bank. All right, so there's a fee there for you. You only get half the value. And that's the game. Once you get done, once the people get to $5,000, your game is over. I would like you to record your game in some way, preferably in a Google Doc, and keep track of who's scoring what so I can see the results of that game. All right. You may have to play multiple hands. That's fine. It's a strategy game. And I want to see, you're also practicing budgeting, so it serves 2 purposes. You get to have a little fun. You have to think about expenses and revenue and things like that. And over time, you're going to develop a winner. Okay? So please have fun doing this. This is the last thing you will do. Please answer all other questions first. If you did not finish your budget from yesterday, do that first. And make sure you update your budget from Tuesday to Wednesday. Did you spend anything today? Or are you going to spend something later today? Those are some things that you're going to want to think about before you close your stuff today. Okay, that's all I'm going to say for now. I'll check in with a couple of you who are in class, and we'll see where we need to go from there. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have another good day. It's 2 more days. Thanks. Hang in there for me, and we'll come back and talk to you when I return. All right, have a good night or a good day. It's night for me.